Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome to the As of Yet award-winning That Lunchtime Show, in which we analyse the meta, discuss lists, and provide all the grade A banter you could ever wish for. As always, I am joined by my esteemed panel of guests. So let's dive right in. Hello, Jack Tight. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've had a nice, fairly chill week. Gonna have another fairly chill week up until the weekend, which I think next weekend's gonna be carnage, right, Ed?
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Well, it's going to be some devolved 40k.
Yeah.
People are going to be sweating over results and matrix predictions. You'll never see someone sweat so much for a 6 into Victrix Guard in their entire lives. It's going to be great, man.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Ed, how good is the night out in Barnsley going to be this time?
Oh my god, it's incredible. It's just devolved. Like the bar that we went to last time was so horrific. I felt so at home. It was so good.
What if I told you Duncan was coming just for you again, Ed? He's coming to coach our team just so he can see you in Barnsley again.
That is jubilant news, and I am excited to see Duncan. It's going to be fantastic. I think it was that the place. It was 10 Jaeger bombs for 10 quid.
Yes, that was the 30 Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, that was the 30 Jaeger bomb night. I was like, how many cheeses for 10 Jaeger bombs? He's like, 10 quid. And I was like, I'll have 30 because there's 3 of us, and that's the closest number divisible by 3. So that's how maths works.
And that was a time. So yeah, for those who don't know, it is an England application tournament. Is that right?
Yes,
Indeed.
I do also believe Scotland and is it Ireland or is it Wales have got a team? Okay. Ireland, isn't it? Yeah.
So some chumps. Nice. Have lists been revealed yet?
They have indeed.
Okay. So how many teams are going to be there?
8 teams.
8 teams. And how many teams have taken a victory?
I was about to say, let me go count up how many Victrix Guard there are.
I
believe.
I think it's at least. I know it's maximum 7. Because I know one person isn't.
I think there's six teams that are taking them, and I think there is most of them are running the max, so it's probably like
20.
I don't know, 80 odd Victrix Guard in total. Totally fine.
Yeah. Fair balance. Cool. Right. Excellent. Ed, how are you, buddy?
All the better for seeing you two. This is my favourite part of the down on Monday. It's great. And I now that I'm back from my work shenanigans, I can be here again. It's great.
It's the dream. Excellent. And are you looking for, obviously, aside from destroying Barnsley, are you looking forward to the weekend?
Honestly, I forgot it was a 40k event. I thought it was actually just a drinking nights out, and then I got reminded that it's actually a teaming and application event. I was like, I should probably like,
So what are you guys taking then to this event?
I'm taking Eldar because Eldar they're not great at the moment. I think that people generally speaking have Eldar flying under the radar. They're not really good. You heard it here first. And I'm just going to aim for just going to blunt people. just like I did at ITT. Just going to blunt people and chill. And just do that sort of thing.
Absolutely cool. So I've got Eldar for you and Jack.
I am playing Sisters. Shockingly, I will enjoy my weekend of playing Victrix Guard because I have this suspicious feeling I'm going to be the person that ends up playing it for my team. So
excellent. That's something for you to look forward to then.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, everyone's probably realised we're talking a lot about Victrix Guard today. So that will be part of the show. Shout out in the chat. Hello, Hubris. Hello, Peter Celestine. Ines is here. It's just because he knows we're going to be talking about him. That's literally the only reason he's here. Jerry, hello, sir. And then, Peter Celestine fight 18 Victrix with 18 Wraithblades. That seems like a fair match. I'm pretty sure that goes.
I mean, I think 18. I think you should take 30 Wraithblades and have a good time because everyone loves that. It's great.
I like 30 Wraithblades. That's a cool list. I think it's a thumbs
cool
up for me.
List. It's a jubilant list, which isn't that great, but it's fun. And I actually have 30 Wraithblades, so at some point it will happen, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, well, we look forward to that one at the next ITT.
That's what I might do. I'll blunt people with it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So, in today's show, if you're new here, we always do the same things every week. So we've got looking at the news, then we're going to look at a certain event, which will be the Celtic Cup. Got our incredible game, Who Am I? We've got a couple of members' videos members' lists to talk through. And then there is no Dear Deirdre this weekend. No one has any problems in their life, so that's good, isn't it? Right, okay, so the week in Warhammer. Last week, UKTC announced that they were going to slightly adapt their singles board. So, having just off the back of the ITT, where they introduced a new heavy board with this 5x5 square, which they're putting in random places. They've decided to adapt those boards for all the singles events as well, which I think generally has been well received. Jack, how do you feel about it?
It's just nice, right? Like it finally feels like some changes have been made to. I think what I think the biggest issue with the UKTC boards is how easy it is to shoot along the edges of the table sometimes. So the positioning of this on a lot of the boards helps with that quite a lot. And I still think fast shooting is still going to work. It's just that they're not going to auto delete your army if they go first this time. So it seems good to me.
Seems only positive. Ed?
I think it is only a positive. Like, effectively, I've not been massively interested in going to singles events because of the old boards when you didn't have the square. Just because it just invites too many armies that are going to be shooting you from like 60 inches away. Montcar just have this ridiculous first turn alpha and that sort of thing, and I don't really like the idea of not being able to deploy on the line and running at people safely. But that's just me. But yeah, I think it's a great change. I think they've actually listened to a lot of things everyone's been saying. So I think it's a very solid thing that we should all be looking forward to, and we should be celebrating as a win.
Can I make one small nitpick? Can we make the mats thinner, please? So it's not like if you haven't played on it yet, the actual mats are like really thick for the square. So if we can thin that down, that'd be wonderful. But that's
I think we should also have them square. I think we should also have them square as well, at right angles to each other. I mean, I went to play on TTS. That's not TTS. I went to play a game in person the other day, and we just cut out like a piece of card, and it was perfectly square, the 5x5 square. And I was like, this is going to ruin my immersion. I need it to be off. I need it to be not square, or else it's going to feel like it's going to be an inaccurate representation of the UKTC square.
But yeah, does something nice, gets ripped apart.
I'm joking. He's done something nice, and it is a good call. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, the most interesting part, because I don't really go to the big events these days, is when it comes to teams, what will the new ITT heavy board be? Because
5x5 squares
be the normal one. So yeah, are we just going to add another 5x5 square?
Yeah, probably.
Moving terrain closer together or further away? Because we've always said, haven't we? The heavy board is actually just a more defendable board, one where it's harder to got to. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, there's obviously, if you're looking for more in-depth analysis, I think David Gaylard on Fireside has done a video all about it. And I think for our Yumi and UKTC series, I'll probably do something as well. Anyway, also, just a sneaky little mention yesterday on the Warhammer community news was that they're going to be releasing new information about upcoming Grotmas. Now, obviously, last year Grotmas was a huge thing; it had a massive impact on the entirety of the scene. Certain armies greatly benefited from it. Certain armies did not. So I guess we can wish list for now. So we might have done all this already. I actually can't remember. But Jack, tell me something that you are hoping for from this Grotmas coming up.
I'd like to see them do. So I'm going to end up talking about AOS slightly here, but they have a system where within their seasons, units will have a special new version of the datasheet. Okay. Which seems to be a really good way of breathing some life into datasheets that are maybe a bit underwhelming or not used very much. And I think that the game's quite detachment bloated already. I don't really think what we want is another 16 detachments, of which 13 will be fine and 3 will be game-breakingly broken. So I'd like to see them do a different thing where they bring out a special datasheet which is like it's the same unit, right? But it's got slightly different rules, and it's just a little bit of an improvement.
Yeah. No, that's a really nice idea. Okay, then I'm gonna put you on the spot. If you could get one updated unit for with a nice new vibe, what would you pick?
Ooh, Stomper, obviously.
Okay,
Obviously.
a Christmas stomper.
Yep, Christmas Stomper, please.
Yeah, has a Santa hat.
extra attacks. Great.
Yeah,
Like
gets the grenade keyword because it has baubles.
Okay, Ed from Grotmus, anything you would like?
I don't really know. I'd like it not to be as, like, I just don't want it to be like last year. I like the fact that we had a load of cool detachments, and there are still detachments that people use to this day from Grotmus. So I'm not trying to say that Grotmus is a bad idea, because there were some absolute, excellent things coming out of it. Yeah. But I just don't want them to make the same mistakes where they don't, because obviously when you're releasing that many detachments in a short space of time, it's very unlikely that they've actually gone through and thought about the ramifications of some of the detachments. Yeah. And the fact that it goes both ways. Some of them are shockingly bad that they will never be used, which is a waste of time as well. Like, I think that's just as bad as releasing one that's immeasurably broken. I want everything they release to have some value, right? Even if it's just like, here's a detachment that here's a detachment that is not incredibly good, but it gives you access to these few units that you don't really see in any list that makes them better. So I think that's one thing they need to target using the Grotmus detachments. Like, if you see units that you don't really see used very much in other armies, I think targeting those units with Grotmus detachments to make them more viable in a comp is super good, because it means that people who have those armies and have those units available to them, like, say for instance, an Emperor's Children Terminator detachment, because they are awful. They are absolutely awful. But like, if you actually give them something,
give them like advance and charge. You can make one of the dice a 6, and then you can make one of their dice a 6 on the charge.
Yeah, whatever. Just something. I don't know, like just something to make the unit. That might be a bad example, but just give me detachments that target units that are otherwise not used, which gives you access to those units in a more meaningful way. Because obviously that's where I would say at the moment. Also, less Space Marine detachments. They've had so much over the last couple of months. Let's focus on the other armies. But my own wish list, though, funny enough, I've just said no Space Marines. I would love a rewrite on Heavy Intercessors. I would absolutely love a rewrite on Heavy Intercessors. Yeah. Give them -1 damage while they control the objective and keep them the same points cost. Then we're talking. Then we are talking. And even then, they still don't do damage, so it'll be fine. They're just durable, and that'll be okay.
Nice. And if they did Jack's thing of a particular unit, what unit would you go for?
So it's a rewrite of an existing unit that will make them slightly more interesting and different. That's interesting.
It's Heavy Intercessors, obviously, guys. Come on.
Intercessors.
Well, I've just mentioned Heavy Intercessors. I thought I was going to try and do something slightly different. I think basically, it's nothing Space Marine. I think Eldar are fine. I think the only thing that I'd think about rewriting maybe and making them slightly more interesting is maybe the Avatar. Because I don't know. I don't know how you make that data sheet more interesting. Like, just release another data sheet at Grotmus, make them toughness 12, and then I keep the same points cost, and I'll be very happy. But in terms of something actually interesting, probably let's have a think. You got sales. I think like Tervagon. Like from the NIDS, because it's useless. It is useless, and so many Tyranid players love that model. And it's just, I feel like there's so many Tyranid players who love that model, and can have so many cool interactions with Gaunts, but it just doesn't. So like what they need to do is do what they do with the Sarcophage and lock someone in a room with it and just be like, make that good. When it's good, you're allowed to come out neat again, and then you'll be fine.
It's just so random.
I love how, of all the things you could have come up with, your brain was like, yes, Tervagon, that's what we need.
All the Tyranid guys are just going mental over this.
I saw my boy Swissley in the chat, and I was like,
yeah, you thought
I'm gonna give him something. That is where my brain went to, though. That's interesting.
That is an insight into
am I a Tyranid main? Is that how that works? Am I just now dubbed one now? Let me know in the chat. I don't know.
So heading over to the chat. So Rekmar asking about the board layouts. So if you go on the UKTC website, it will probably take a bit of finding. But if you go on the UKTC website, go to the 40k section, and then it's got all their packs there. I'm assuming they've updated the singles one, but if you want to see the heavy and light version, so if you scroll down to near the bottom, you'll see the teens terrain pack, and that's where all the pictures are there. Swissley's picking up on my typo. Thank you very much, Swissley. It's actually what all the cool kids do now. We don't do exclamation marks because we're too lazy, so we just do ones instead. That is what I'm teaching all my kids at school. And then he does point out that Turvagon went unbeaten except for the Shadow Round at WCW. Clearly it is an overpowered beast.
Obviously a menace, so any rewrite is going to take Tyranids straight to the top, is what I'm hearing.
And then we'd be welcoming our new Tyranid overlords.
Exactly. See, I'm not going to let this go, are you? It's going to go.
Yeah, in fact, let me go change Ed's name on the England Discord to Ed Turvagon
Main.
It was a momentary lapse of judgment. Leave me alone. I want to change my answer to heavy incesses.
You're not allowed to. Right then. So the Celtic Cup. So each week we look at a particular event and one which we think kind of shows off the meta and that sort of thing. And this week it is all about the Celtic Cup up north. So let's have a look then. So obviously we're at a situation where pretty much the whole competitive scene is talking about Victrix Guard. We spoke about them a couple of weeks ago. You guys' opinion was basically that it would be fair to say this unit was slightly undercosted for what it could achieve, and we were obviously worried that there was going to be a lot of 18 Victrix Guard around. Now, there is obviously a hobby lag for a lot of people who would potentially dive straight into that. Maybe not for everyone, though. So here at the top, we have got Mr. Wilson himself. And if you want to see in his play, not Victrix Guard, but a very fun Bile versus Death Guard listed to Nassim last Thursday on our fight night. Go check out that stream. That was a cracking game featuring two of the best players in the world, duking it out. It was a great game. A lot of fun. So, yeah, that's on our YouTube page. But let's have a look. So, Innis, for the 2026 season, I promise to just play what Josh tells me. It's entirely fair and reasonable. So, he's gone Gladius. So, let's have a look and then get your guys' opinion on this. Obviously, we're in the early days of Victrix Guard. Let's just quickly check what all the Innis' scores. So, he's got 20, 20, 13, 20, 18, 20. So, we're getting quite comprehensive wins with this list. So, we have got a Captain Groveson. Artificer Armor Enhancement, Lieutenant of Combi Weapon, then we've got Calgar, Gilliman, and Ventris, so no Kato. Then we've got Unit of Intercessors, and then we've got an Incursor Squad, Storm Speed, Hammer Strike, Storm Speed, Hammer Strike. So then we have got double Victrix on a guard. Okay, so we don't have triple. That's important to know. We've then got back to the old Vindicators. Okay, very nice. So what are our thoughts on this initial list then? So, Jack, you played into Victrix Guard yesterday, you said, just in a practice game. So, what are your thoughts on it and what are your thoughts on this list?
So, I think there is two directions you take it at the minute. I think there is the
You're breaking up a lot.
Tradition,
Yeah,
the
well,
little
I
tiny bit of independent. Sorry,
I think we have lost Jack. Yeah, we have. Do you want me to go next?
Hey, Ed. So you've watched Victrix Guard play.
Yeah.
Let me know when Jack's back in the
box
at the bottom, because I can't see the screen. So you've seen a lot of Victrix Guard, and actually, what are your thoughts?
So this is a list that is built with Victrix Guard. Yeah. No, sorry. This is built with Victrix Guard and the mirror in mind. So Gulliman is great into the mirror, Vindicator is great into the mirror, and you still have the pressure of 2 units of Victrix Guard, which still are an absolute bastard to kill, and that sort of thing. And if we scroll up to the other Storm Speeder that they have, which Storm Speeders do they have? We scroll down. Sorry,
Hammer Strike.
So the Hammer Strike. So the Melter Destroyer is pretty good into them with Oath as well. So effectively, I think that this list could be like most lists that you'll see, like to a small win, just because I think the Victrix Guard are very, very good. It's got more guns so that you don't lean too heavily onto the Victrix, skew, so that people then, because if people then skew into killing Victrix, then you're in not that anyone can do it yet, but there's some armies that can. And in singles, you don't really want to be in a position where you're having to, risk your Victrix dying that way. So I think this list is built with the mirror in mind and also extra guns for that situation. So first of all, Gulliman is an animal in the mirror. Like, he's got damage 4. He can go into damage 5 in combat. He can just go with 7 attacks, just lift a brick mostly on his own. The Vindicators can go to AP4, ignore cover with a strat, which will kill a bunch of Victrix Guard as well. And there's 2 of them. You've got the Hammer Strike, which will kill them as well. And mainly here, it's just a solid all-round. It's a much more balanced approach to the Victrix list than you'll see most people go for. Most people will be going for 3 Ballistas, 20 Victrix Guard scoring. Yeah. But I don't think that's really, necessary, to be honest. I think that this level that you've got here is a nice balance here. So you've got some good shooting into Victrix Guard and other and popping transports and all that sort of thing, and quite reliable. You've also got the rapid ingress option from one of the Victrix Guard squads from the Ural Venturous. I might be wrong, and this is probably in the chat, so you can correct me. I think it is probably planned for the mirror a bit while writing this. That's the vibe I get from this, or he just likes this composition as a whole. I think the Vindicators are also leaning into the more 2+ armor save stat check sort of thing. Not stat check, but the more 2+ armor save, things on the board, which obviously helps as well. And that's my sort of impression. I think there's not many. I think it'll give everything a game. So and can potentially win. So in the hands of Innes, I'm not surprised he won with the event with it.
Nice. Yeah. Jack, you're back.
Hopefully. Yeah, I am. Hopefully, I am more audible now.
Excellent.
We can hear you.
So you were saying you.
Yeah. So I think Ed hinted that there's sort of 2 directions people seem to be going. There is the 18 Victrix plus 3 Ballistas because they don't require Oath, and you don't take Gulliman, so you only need to have the 1 Oath. Or you do what Innes has done here, where you cut one of the bricks, you take Gulliman, and you take a bit more shooting because you have access to the 2 Oaths, so you can have Oaths for your shooting, Oaths for your combat where you need it. Because Victrix, as silly as they are, do really like having the +1 to wound from Oath. They really need it into some targets. So that seems to be the main 2 directions. The other one is that some people are taking the 2 bricks still, but they're taking 3 Redemptors instead, which is interesting, as I suspect in the mirror, those 3 Redemptors into 18 Victrix are going to be extremely good. Just because -1 damage is not... Victrix have a few issues with -1 damage and 2-up AOC if they don't have access to the Lance or the +1 AP strat at the time, which, to be honest, that they should almost always have if they've managed their CP somewhat sensibly. I expect to see a lot of Victrix Guard over the next few weeks, I think. I suspect the 18 build will go away when they stop you taking the 80-point Captain Sicarius and you have to take the 120-point one. I think people would just drop the 3rd brick at that point. And you'll start seeing a lot more 12 Victrix lists.
There we go.
Actually, I have got one tip for people playing into Victrix that I haven't seen talk.
You're broken up again, Jack. Just try talking.
Is it any better?
Yeah, that's better now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know. Pausing and then catching up.
Right. So the the thing with the Victrix unit with Sicarius, the reactive move only triggers off Sicarius's model, not his unit.
Okay.
Obviously, they can still use the strap, but it's a small thing.
Yeah. I just love the fact you went, I've actually got one tip, and everyone's like bated breath, and then he's like,
Yeah. Mate, I was listening. I was like, wait, what? No.
What is the tip? That's the tip.
What's the tip? That's the tip.
Just the tip. So, well done, Is. As always, as someone put down in the chat, Innes can win most things. It's very true. But yeah, he came second in ITC last year, so going gunning for that top spot. I always back you, Innes. You let me down at LGT. Right, second place. We have got. I'm going to presume this was potentially the final. So Astra Militarum.
Indeed.
That's exciting. They're getting up there. It is Combined Arms. So we've
Classic.
got Katie Stern, Command Squad, Katachan Command Squad, Ogun Bodyguard, Double Rogal Dawn Commander, 10 Cajun Shock Troops, 10, and then 20 Cajun Shock Troops. That's funky. And then 10 Katachan Jungle Fighters, 10 Katachan Jungle Fighters. Double Bullgrin brick, then 10 Kassakin, 10 Kassakin, 10 Kassakin, so 30 Kassakin, Chimera. Okay. Jack, you know Naz, so you probably know something about God.
I am not happy to see Bullgrin come back, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That datasheet is still good, as it turns out. I do wonder if they'll suffer a little bit from people going, okay, how do I kill Victrix? Oh, I happen to also blow up these 3 wound models, but yeah, they're just a solid datasheet, right? It also looks like there is the big 25-man with command squad Cadian shock troop unit, which is got a lot of defensive. Well,
You're breaking up. You've gone again, Jack.
It's got its models.
Yeah, you've cut out a lot, Jack, I'm afraid.
No, Jackie.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, really.
You've got one wireless.
I don't know what's broken. I have changed exactly nothing.
Well,
I unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about that. I do live in the middle of nowhere, so
we'll forgive you. We'll just take all the little pearls you've got. Black Templars, though.
It's nice to know that Chris wanted. It's nice to know that Chris wants to know my opinion on the Imperial Guard list.
No, I don't care about your opinion on Imperial Guards.
I was a Guard main.
You have okay, but we'll get your opinion on Black Templars because you've done some videos on Black Templars, so therefore you know everything about.
Oh, have I? Oh, yeah, I did one, didn't I?
So we've got Gladius Black Templars here in third place. So Halbrecht, Lieutenant, combi weapon, Marshal, and then Crusader Squad, and then Intercessor Squad, and then there we go, double Rex, and then Scout Squad. So that's good. So this, so Martin went 5-0.
5-0. Yeah. So if you open up the list for me, I'll again just scroll down. I'll go bam with his down cure. So yeah, basically, Hellbrick is great in a brick of 20. He gives a lot of value to that unit because he gives +1 strength attack. He also has some mortal wounds at the start of each of the 5 phases. That's pretty fun. So he's one of these beat pieces that for 120 points you can't really argue. The fact this guy used to be 90 is insanity to me. The lieutenants are probably going to be sitting in the bricks as well to give them access to lethals and fall back and charge. The marshal will go into one of the lieutenant squads as well, so probably a marshal in each of those. So they get basically crit 5s and lethal and sustained on the chainswords, or just lethal on the power fists and all that sort of thing. Now, a brick of these fighting on death is redonk. So it's a lot of damage. So if, say, for instance, these guys get to fight on death into a World Eater brick, a 20-man, I've seen a 20-man activate with about 3/4, maybe 2/3 of the squad into my Khan brick and lifted the entire squad without any issue. And obviously they don't have oaths, they don't have rerolls, and obviously in this list they don't have any Castellans, so they don't have any rerolls. When you're hitting on 3s with sustained and lethal 5s, it doesn't matter too much. You're still going to be getting a lot of damage and value out of the pieces that you have. So yeah, I think basically you've got how many Crusaders was it? 1, 2. So we're going to get 3, 4 maybe.
Three, 10 bricks.
Yeah, 3. So 320 bricks, right? So yeah, 320 bricks. So yeah, basically you can have help like Marshal and Lieutenant in each of the two of the 20s, and then Helbrecht goes to the other one. And then the Rep X is just shoot and kill stuff. And he doesn't have any sword brethren, does he?
He has no sword brethren, no.
That's an interesting choice. I think it's a good choice. Like looking at the army that he's taking. To me, it feels like it's not a lot of stuff, but it all does a lot of damage. So I can see the value. The Rep X's are obviously just incredible as well. Like they're one of the best data sheets in the book.
If they connect, do these guys kill a Victrix brick?
I'd say so, yeah. Like because it can get extra AP because they're in Gladius too. I think it's running the maths on like 50. Is it 15? Yeah, 16 chainswords. 16 chainswords at 4 attacks each. It's like I don't know. I think it's a lot, right? I think you should go through a Victrix Guard brick. I think them flat -1 to wound will help, like quite a lot, because the chainswords will then be wounding on 5s, unless you're using the +1 to wound strat or you're in Helbrecht squad. But the Power Fist should be doing a number really, because you've got like 12 attacks from a Power Fist squad hitting on 3s with lethals and all that sort of thing, and then you've got Helbrecht himself, and yeah, I think you can kill Victrix Guard with it. I think the issue is they will kill you back with their fight on death is the issue. And if you lose, one of the bricks in this army costs a lot. All they'll do is oath the brick that you're going to be trading with, and just put a Victrix Guard unit in front of it and be like, cool, if you charge it, I'll fight on death and kill your brick. Because I've got oath. So I think that is an inherent issue with that matchup here. But it's a very solid list, and he's obviously done very well with it, and well done to him. I think it looks really, really cool. I like the idea of the lieutenants and the marshals, because I've seen people doing that quite a lot. It gives you access to both, which is fun.
Yeah, I mean, like looking at it, if you include the characters, that is, I mean, probably nearly like 1,500 points is in these 3 bricks.
It's close. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I struggle to see the value in these bricks. Now, I'm not saying it's not good, because it obviously is good, especially in certain matchups. It's going to be really hard for them to chew through. And I got the winning side of a 10 into it with World Eaters. So I think in combat matchups, Gladius is just very good with the fight on death.
Yeah.
And advance and charge. It gives you a lot of combat prowess in those games. But I would say it's a lot of points in those 3 bricks. But if you're invested, if you're spending like 1,300, why not spend the extra 130 points for 2 lieutenants at that stage, right?
Yeah. Excellent. So well done for also going undefeated, Martin. World Eaters, Space Marines. So we've got another Space Marine list up here. We should probably double check what it is.
Victrix.
It's Blade Ultramar.
I can see Sicarius, so I already know that there must be at least one unit of them in there.
So we've got Sicarius, Lieutenant, the combi weapon, Calgar, the Ventress. So we've got no Gilliman. Oh, and then we've got a brick of aggressors.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we've got 1 unit of JPI, and then my word, a Desolation squad.
Oh, I love Desolators.
In 2 units of 3 Interceptors, both with plasma. Infiltrator squad, Scout squad, Storm Speed, Hammer Strike, Victrix Honor Guard. So 2 bricks of Victrix. A bit more stuff. Aggressor brick, haven't seen that around for a while. And a Deso squad. So this is a bit funky, Jack. What do you think?
A part of me feels, and maybe this is being a bit unreasonable, that aggressor brick is just I didn't have the extra 6 Victrix finished in time, because they're basically the same points cost. But I mean, I there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that I'm intrigued to know what the reasoning behind it is, especially the Deso unit, right? We haven't seen those in a while. Obviously, they're good into Eldar, so you can't really go wrong with them there. I guess they got into Sisters, which I think from my testing is one of the only armies that can actually kill the Victrix Guard without huge numbers of issues. So maybe it's just tech for those two armies.
Yeah.
The Desolations are totally tech for those two armies, and actually AdMech, weirdly. Because if you're playing against Halo's Creed with the Rust Stalkers out of a vehicle, just whoop.
Yeah, the Vengor's good into AdMech, right? It's great into AdMech, so yeah,
so
makes sense.
I think Desolators are really good, and I've considered most of the list I'm writing at the moment with the Space Marines has a Desolator squad in there, but that's because I'm not running. I know 18.
You're looking at Desolators, Ed. I never would have guessed historically.
No.
You've never looked at that unit.
Well, I think people are going to be teching for like Victrix. So I think they're going to, especially with the Eldar and Sisters games, there's going to be like bigger, maybe not Sisters, but there's going to be bigger squads to do more damage to Victrix squads. And I'm like, excellent. I will take some Desolators. Pew, pew. And that'll be fun.
Fun. I didn't realize there were 200 points though. My word.
Oh yeah, this is the reason why they need a points drop. They should come down to like 150 in the December slate. No one's using them anymore. That's
no, it's the sad times.
And so they come down 5 points and everyone takes like 15 or something. I don't know.
Maybe they can get one of those Christmas free whites, and what they'll do instead is they'll take away the indirect keyword, drop the points a bunch, and then actually make them an interesting and dynamic unit.
No interesting dynamic. Just give them indirect. Let them sit behind a wall and kill stuff. That's right. Give them crit 5s and sustained on the data sheet rather than making me spend a CP. God.
Shout out to Jim from our team who went 3-2. Well, with his Grey Knights, with his Wartbane. No Storm Raven, Jim. He's had enough of that. What terrain was this? Do we know?
Well, I imagine WCC, right?
Yeah, I am almost certain it would be WTC.
Yeah, I would bank. I would bet the can of Humbrol spray paint on to the right of me.
You
that is on
bet your Tervagon that it is.
Well, it seems that I've made a new thing. It's great.
It's the thing. Can't wait to see the painting video on your Tervagon.
Oh, I don't want to take it. I don't want to paint a Tervagon. Not for a while. I don't own a Tervagon, so otherwise I would probably paint a Tervagon.
Okay. If you want to donate Ed a Tervagon, he'll paint it for his YouTube channel. There you go.
Whoa, no way.
No, take the big one for that.
He's gonna paint a Tervagon, and he's gonna do it in that sort of coconut crab style effect as well.
If you all vote for a Tyranid army with a coconut crab effect for that stream, I am going to be so upset with you guys as a community. This one tiny meme escalate into something that's not. But also remember to vote on what I'm going to be painting for that stream. Shameless plug-in, Chris, because you mentioned it. Is you have if you do a donation, you can vote on what I'm actually going to be painting. So that's fun.
Yeah, so what is your channel, Ed?
It's Warp Palette Studios. We're doing it. Basically, the big thing at the moment is we're doing a 24-hour painting challenge on the 13th of January, 13th of December, and it's going to be a charity stream with when we're donating all the funds to the Elizabeth Foundation, which is a school that supports families with deaf children and all that sort of thing. So it's a really good cause. My nephew was hearing impaired as well. They helped my nephew and my family out when they were all going through that. So and ultimately everyone who donates will be able to be involved in the prize draw that we're going to be doing over the 24 hours. We have lots of donations already in terms of prizes. We're up to £115, I think, at the moment for our out of our £1,000 goal, and we are still just about 3 weeks out, which is going to be fun. We have Jordan from Vanguard Tactics coming on in the morning. He's going to be sat down and doing an hour with me for doing some hobby streaming and stuff. We will be announcing more guests for the Saturday throughout the time frame. At that point, it's me trying to find people who are willing to do an hour slot at 2 a.m. But there'll be I'm going to aim for about 7 or 8 guests, which will all be turning up on the stream at some stage, and they'll all be prize of the hobby, which we all love, and you'll be able to come and see them, come and paint some models and chat with me on stream.
Fantastic. It sounds great. So yeah, go and check that out, guys. Right, time for our incredible game of Who Am I?
Yeah.
Are we ready, gentlemen? If you don't know, if you're new to the show, I've selected a person or a character or a thing. There are 5 increasingly easy clues, and each point people have to write down who they think we are talking about, and then they can carry on and change their mind, whatever. Keep it whatever. obviously play along at home, but please don't write your answers in the chat, otherwise Jack Tight will copy you.
Yeah.
Right. Clue number 1. This character's story begins in 799.m41.
Oh, unlucky. I know. Immediately. It's fine.
This character's story begins in 799.m41. Okay. Clue 2. This character reached their highest ranking in 901.m41. This character reached their highest ranking in 901.m41.
I think. Oh yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Cool.
Number 3. Here's a quote. Every moment is agony, but I endure. It is my oath. Every moment is agony, but I endure.
You know that feeling when you think you're on completely the wrong track, but I feel like I'm committed enough to this answer that I will accept being wrong.
I'm playing the person this week. I think I know what he's chosen because of conversations we've had. Not specifically me and Chris, but just conversations in general and what is on his mind. I am playing the person, and I think I'm on the right-ish track.
Excellent. Number 4. Don't know why I got a speech mark there. Shouldn't be one. This character has fought with a Primarch and did more than just survive. This character has fought with a Primarch and did more.
I think I'm back on track now. I think I see what Ed means. I've used what Ed says and this.
I'm from number 1, mate. I was just guessed it because I was like, he's gonna bring this guy up at some stage, and that is the closest year that I can think of for him.
And finally, number 5, another quote. Let the warp tremble. I stride its storms as a conqueror. Let the warp tremble. I stride its storms as a conqueror. Right. Okay then. So, Jack, after round 1, who did you put?
I'd put Yarrick.
Yarrick, you do love your card.
It's you know, anytime I see M40 or later, it's like right, just gonna put a gun character in.
1 year it will be that. Ed, who did you put after round 1?
Drago.
Jack, after round 2, who did you pick?
Yarrick.
Yarrick, good. Who did you put after round 2?
Drago, because we did grey night content this week, Chris, and I knew it was on your brain.
It was so random. Like, I literally hadn't been thinking about Drago at all, and then I was just like, this morning, I was like, oh, who should we do? And I was just like, oh, Drago's really random.
It's not the same week we did grey night content.
It's like, literally. Number 3, Jack, who did you put?
Yarrick.
Yarrick, good. I'm going to take a shot in dark here and assume Ed stuck with Drago.
Oh yeah, at this point I actually had a pretty good feeling it was Drago. Yeah. I remember Drago saying something along those lines. I can't remember the exact. That is probably the exact quote, but I couldn't remember the exact quote.
It is in fact the exact quote. Yeah, he said something along those lines and then some. Number 4, Jack. Who did you go for?
Well, obviously at that point I went with Grandmaster Voldus. So. No, it was unsurprisingly Drago.
You went Drago. And then obviously number 5, Draco. Well done, Ed. You were miles behind Jack, so this makes it you've caught up. I was just reading his. He's such a Mary Sue. Like, his storyline is ridiculous. Like, reading the stuff he gets up to in the just across the board. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. That guy.
He just bimbles around, right? He beat the absolute piss out of Mortarion. It's like, get down, you dirty Primarch.
But yeah, it's like, because his thing, right, is he the demon M car, he like destroyed him, and then the demon cursed him and said, if you ever set foot back on this world, then you'll be cursed for 10 millennia or whatever. And then he ended up going back, but he didn't bring any Grey Knights with him. So that's the first thing. He just literally takes on a planet of demons and beats them all. And then on top of that, then beats this greater demon again, but gets dragged into the warp. And he's just walking around the warp, just destroying everyone and everything, beating bloodthirsters. Just eventually, no one will attack him because he's just such a it is ridiculous. This guy,
Well, Drago, I think Drago, I can't remember how he beat Mortarion. I think it was, didn't he rip out his heart or something?
Yeah, I know he scratches his name on his heart. Yeah, it's just like if this guy was on the tabletop, he'd have to be 1,000 points. Well, he'd have to be 2,000 points. It's just stupid.
Is that why they legended him? That's a nerf Drago.
No, he's going to get the special Christmas Grotmas data sheet, and it'll be 500 points and have 12 attacks at 14, 3, 4.
The best
14, 6, 4, just to make sure Victrix Guard can't AOC.
No, it can't be 6. It's a melee weapon. We all know melee weapons don't go above AP 3. It's not allowed.
A lot of them.
No, they don't.
Right. Anyway, okay. Well, now it's disappointing. I picked someone incredibly obscure.
Well, we did Grey Knight content this week, and it was around the same year, and I was like,
played at a tournament yesterday of Grey Knight, so I guess that's why I thought.
Yeah. You did Grey Knight content, and also I was like, I was torn between my first guess being Voldus or Drago, and I was like, whichever one I pick, I just have to stick with until I get a hint that changes it.
Right. Good, excellent. Well, I'm really happy. Anyway, so as always, just a little reminder: if you are a member of our YouTube channel. And we do have around 150 YouTube members. We've just hit 10,000 subscribers as well. So thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for being a member if you are. If you are a member, then you get access to the member section of our Discord in which you can put down lists and we will analyze them on our show. I say we, Ed and Jack will analyze them on this show. So first up, Tyranid main Ed here, opportunity for you. There's no Terragons in here, I'm afraid.
I don't know.
Well, then we know what needs fixing, don't we? Come on, guys. It's obvious. Where's the Tervigon?
Ed, tell us how and why you should put a Tervigon in this Vanguard Onslaught list.
I think this Vanguard Onslaught. Okay, let's actually break down. So, Swarmlord. Is he still? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Swarmlord's fine. 3 Broodlords, 2 Type Runners, New Tyrant Fireball. I mean, it looks like a Vanguard Onslaught list, to be honest. I mean, you don't have any guns, but I love the violence. I appreciate it.
About VO list before, and you were like, put some exocrines in.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those. I think now that UKTC boards have all, if you're playing on UKTC, by the way, have closed up a little bit. I think there's a lot more argument for trying to do like a combat trading game. I actually kind of like this. Everything advances and charges, right? Everything advances and charges. They've got, they've got 3 students, 3 Barbarians. They've got some first turn pressure. I think the only thing I would say is the Swarmlord worth it? He has a Vect, right?
No idea.
Yes, he's got a Vect and +1 CP, I think.
Oh, he has both. That's pretty solid. Yeah, I think it all works. I think basically Swarmlord's fine as well. I think the only thing that I would say is there's not many cheap OC20 advance and charge unit that just runs off and takes a primary. I like in Vanguard Onslaught. I've always seen people take 1 or 2 units of 10 man's Hormigants, just because they just go somewhere, either block an area or screen, or just charge onto a point with lots of OC and just live. But I quite like it for that reason. So I think I'd probably try and find a way to squeeze some of those in. The 3 into 10 Geniuses feels like a lot, but they are quite good. What do you reckon, Jack, to the Gene Stealers? I've seen people use 30 Gene Stealers and 3 Broodlords before, but I'm not sure. The Broodlord has the anti-combat thing, right? The -1 to hit.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. I just feel like they could benefit more from having a few more cheaper trade pieces, because it feels like everything that they're going to put out is, if it's going to be something that was worth some commitment that you don't really want to commit to yet, you're going to have to send out one of your bricks. So whereas if you just have some Hormigants, so bit like lots of OC, like just throw them onto a point, screen, move, block, all that sort of thing. It might give you some more space to work with the army they're trying to do. That's sort of my gut instinct here for Tyranids. I haven't looked at Tyranids for a while, even though I am a Turbogon main. So I'm quite interested to hear Jack's take on this as well.
I think I'm in a pretty similar camp, right? If you put it from the perspective of, okay, I'm playing against some Space Marines, and they have put 5 incursors on their expansion objective. How am I interacting with that without trading down? Well, I don't think it can, right? Like it's your 3 Von Ryan Sleepers don't kill it, and then everything else is considerably more expensive than the unit that they're trading for. I think the problem with Gene Stealer units is that the Gene Stealers feel more like they're there as a Broodlord delivery system than anything that they do on their own merit. Maybe you can have a unit of 10, but I way prefer units of 5 with Broodlords, and then you just spend the points on maybe getting those extra couple of units in just to contest some points for a turn, do some jailing, having something that's a little bit cheaper.
I can
Gargoyles ultimately, I cannot fathom why there would ever be a Tyranid list that doesn't have Gargoyles in it when it is clearly the best data sheet in the entire Tyranid Codex. I can't remember how many points 5 Gene Stealers are, but I think they're like 75 or 80 or something, and so it's almost a 1-for-1 trade, I think, for Gargoyles. If you keep 1 unit of 10 and have 2 units of 5, right? I don't hate having the one. This is going to go in delete something, but I think you need some slightly smaller pieces.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think for me, I like Hormigons, I like Gargoyles, I like both. I think 1 unit of both would give a lot of versatility here. Or maybe just focus on the Gargoyles. But do the Gargoyles get advanced and charge in this?
Yes, they do.
So they're basically the same.
I think actually, don't take my word for them. I'm pretty sure they have the correct keyword, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Well, if they do, guys, this is excellent. Wait, does that mean that they can advance, shoot, and scoot?
Yes. I mean, they can do that anyway. They had assault built in to begin with.
Yeah, of course. What about?
Yeah. Having looked at it, they do have the correct keyword for the.
Okay. So yeah, I think Gargoyles probably just are better in this, right?
I think it depends on how points work out, right? If you end up being 5 or 10 points over, you can go with Hormagaunts instead. I don't think that's a particularly big downgrade.
I think if you dropped if you drop 15 Steelers, that's what, like 210 points?
Well, I don't think you have to drop all 15 Steelers, right? I'll be honest, right? I think even 5 I would be happy with, right? Because if you cut 5 Steelers, you go, okay, I get one unit of something, so Hormagaunts, Gargoyles, whatever, and you have a 5-man plus a Broodlord as a cheaper trading piece, right? Personally, I'd like having more cheaper trading pieces, but you can get away with a couple, right? As long as you have a couple, you can play the game well enough. But anything beyond that would be personal preference, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think my personal preference, I like symmetry, so I would be going 10-5-5. If I want 1 brick to go murder something, then I can have 1 brick to go murder something. And then I'll have the 2 5s and the 2 Broodlords to just run around and do stuff. That would free up 140 points, which I think is a unit of Hormigons and a unit of Gargoyles, which is a nice little combo. So yeah, I think that's my take on this. I think it's very cool, but I think you just want something to be able to block and deny, which isn't going to cost you one of your bigger pieces. So that's my take on that, with Jack's help.
Right, and then our other list, Jerry. Literally a week or 2 ago, Jerry was like, "I want to play Necrons." Jerry's gone in a slightly different direction now. So he's going Blood Angels, Liberator Assault Group. So let's see Jerry's version. So he's got Dante. He's got a jump pack captain with fights first. He's got another jump pack captain. He has then got a Judicia for fights first unit as well. Lieutenant and a Cadet Assassin. Then got a unit of 6 Sanguinary Guard with Dante. The fight first captain with the 3-man Sanguinary Guard unit. Then we've got a normal jump pack captain with 10 Vanguard vets with shields. Judicia with 6 Blade Guard for fights first. So you've got 2 units of 5 Assault Intercessors, 2 units of 5 Normal Intercessors, 3 units of 5 Jump Pack Intercessors, and finally 2 units of 5 Scouts. I guess we'll start with you, Ed, seeing as you have played in Yeah, basically the only thing Jerry said is that he won't take Death Company because he's kind of using his salamanders as his blood angels.
That was my first question. So that does answer that. So I think if you're not going to be using Death Company, you need to be leaning more, because basically with Liberated Assault Group, one of the ways you're going to win your games is applying an immeasurable amount of pressure in certain, in one or two turns. One of the things I could recommend here is if you like scouts, you've taken is it tunes? Do you take tunes 5 scouts, right? You did say tunes. I can't see it on the screen, but yeah.
He's got 2 units of scouts.
So 2 to 5 scouts. So I think if you like 2 to 5 scouts, experiment with 20 with combat knives, because
Ed's going off on one again.
No,
he's found a unit that no one else has talked about. That will inevitably be good, but he's going off about something again, guys.
Yeah, but I'm never wrong, so it's fine. But so basically, the idea behind Liberator Assault Group scouts is if they have scout infiltrate, so especially on these new boards, you can like scout. You can put them relatively threatening position, and scout them behind a wall or scout them somewhere safe and that sort of thing to provoke trades turn 1 to let your army charge them. If you go first and they can scout forward and charge, and you get to connect with 20 scouts, that is 80 strength 6 AP 1 damaged attacks, 1 with oath, 1 with lance, it's not nothing. So I think if you like scouts, I'm not saying do this if you don't have the scouts and you don't want to do that, that's fine. But scouts with combat knives in Blood Angels are a great trade piece, because they can just produce so many saves at AP1. So that's the first thing I was going to say. Next thing is you've got students 5 incessors. They're solid. I don't know if you need to use 5.
I was thinking only 1, just because that's the safety, right, and your base home field.
Yeah. Also, it looks as if you're planning to have a lieutenant in 5 incessors as a trade piece.
No, it's a lieutenant with combi weapon. It's just
it's lieutenant with combi weapon. Okay, cool. So, maybe it looks like you just have 2 to 5 incessors then. I think you want to lean into the jump packs. That's what I would say. Dante's great. I think I think I would take another unit of Sangard here, 6-3-3, or maybe 3-3-3, and to spread it out. I'd put characters in there so they all punch above their weight. Shut up, Tom Green. I'll play with 20 scouts. It's fine. And yeah, so I think you want to be leaning into more Vanguard vets and all that sort of thing. So I think I think the Callus is great right now with the amount of reactives, interrupts, fire and deaths, all that sort of thing that are around. Callus is a solid choice, always fine. But I think you probably just want to. I think I'd drop down your assault incessors and your incessors to maybe just try and squeeze in more Vanguard vets or JPI or something. I think if you got two units of 5 Vanguard vets instead of the assault incessors and the incessors, and then maybe another trade piece or something, that'd be really good. Maybe even try and go up to a 10-man JPI squad, because they're really good with the impact mortars and grenades. They can sort of get close to killing a transport and then piling in and attacking the contents. And yeah, so I think generally speaking, if you wanted to cut a lot of the chaff and take more damage, you could go down to 1 scouts, down to 1 incessors, drop the assault incessors, and then just take all of the violence. So you could up your one of JPIs to 10 mans. You could take some more Vanguard veterans, and that sort of thing. I just think you might have a few too many. I think you've just got too much scoring and not enough damage, as I would say. Not I would say, but yeah. And I think that's basically where I'd say. I think the speed, having the jump captain with speed is good. I think the Judicar with the Blade Guard is also solid. But I think you've already got a fights first piece here. There might be an argument here to just turn that into more jump packs, which will kill stuff. So Vanguard vets and that sort of thing. Obviously, a model's been available will be a contributing factor here, of course. But in terms of what I would say to change, just down to a basic level first, I would look at trying to trim down, at least dropping the 5 incessors down to 1. And then try and the tunes of assault incessors, if they're not led, aren't incredible trade pieces because they're slow and you don't have an impulsor. If you want to use more if you want to use like all of your pieces like this, and you want to trade with your little 5-mans and stuff, I would at least say drop one of the 5-man intercessor squads for an impulsor to let you trade with those pieces a little bit more effectively, so you can get the extra 3-inch movement. You've got an extra scoring piece for the mid board when you start to push. You've got a tank shock option, all that sort of good stuff. So I think having the impulsor available is also pretty solid as well. So that's sort of where I'm sat with it. I also think, weirdly, in Blood Angels at the moment, I think Reavers are a low-key great call. Because I'm not saying 20 of them, Jack.
He's doing it again.
I'm saying as a replacement for intercessors, because it gives you another battle shock option rather than Dante. I mean, in the games where people can charge you and then get battle shock with like Victrix or worldies and stuff, to get battle shocked in their turn, then you can shoot them fine and they can't react, and then they can't reactive, they can't blood surge, all that sort of thing. So I think Reavers in Blood Angels, I would be looking at more some of them, but that'd be my take.
We were saying, for those of us who've built Blood Angels, we always try and get the Reavers in, and then they're the first thing that we end up removing.
I like to use a 5 and 20 scouts, mate. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's you. Tom Green versus Ed on 10 Reavers and 20 scouts coming to a screen.
I don't want a 20 home again. Like
it'd be a bit embarrassing for Tom, wouldn't it?
It's just embarrassing for him. He's applying for Wales this year, so I don't want to show him up.
Yeah, no, that's true. He's got to write about these embarrassments. There's no Rage-filled captain here.
No, there is not.
I'd say.
He is pricey, but he also does kill like the world. So
he can kill the world. Sometimes he doesn't. But yeah. So there you go. Matt says, "Sorry to be a pain, but in the future, please, can you move the cameras so we can see all the list?" No. I literally can't. This is how it works. But what I will do is bear in mind when I'm creating the PowerPoint to leave it.
He can, and he'll fix it for next week. That is a 6++ promise.
That is not. But as always, it has been a pleasure. Next week, I guess Jack and Ed will be sharing how they got on at the Teams event, so we'll get a little insight into Teams meta. We'll find out if Jack's team or Ed's team did better. Unless you're on the same team. Are you on the same team?
We are not on the same team.
That is what I like to hear. Excellent. Cool. That's very exciting news then, isn't it? So, yeah, we will be back next week to share all of that. As always, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time from all of us at the Lunchtime Show, plus the Turvagon main Ed. Goodbye.